Hi, this is Keir from Shopify. In this screencast we're going to look at how you can customize the body tag in your default layout file. I'm just going to grab my theme here and drop it onto Sublime Text 2, make it full screen, and open up the layout folder and double click on theme.liquid. Now, as you can see, here's my body element, and it's got a blank ID attribute and a blank class attribute. Now, you may want to have a unique ID for every single page, and that's we could use a page title for that maybe. And you may want to add different classes depending on, say, the product you're viewing or the collection you're viewing. So let's have a look at the first one, which will be a unique ID for every page that you're on in the site. So in order to do that, we have access to the page_title variable, so we can literally just output that. So that will be page_title. So let's do that, and let's go back to our theme and refresh the page, and I'm just using the Chrome Inspector to have a look at that. As you can see, it's added in welcome. Now, welcome is the default name for the home page effectively within a Shopify theme, so it's added that. What if we went to, say, our coffee grinder? What would happen there? It's added in coffee space grinder, but you'll notice that it's a capital C and a capital G. That's not much use to us. But there is a way around that. We can actually use the handle eyes filter, which is handle eyes with a Z. Now, what this does, it takes the page title, it turns it into lowercase, and it will add in dashes for spaces, which is much easier for us to use within CSS and JavaScript. So let's just save that out and refresh. Now, all being well, you can see that our ID has changed to coffee-grinder. And if we go home, it's changed to a lowercase welcome, which is perfect, just what we need. Now that means that every single page that we go to has a usable in CSS and consistent sort of format for us to hook into, whether that be CSS or JavaScript. Okay, what if we wanted to add the product handle to the class? We may want to style up a product page differently depending on the particular product that we're viewing. Again, really quite simple to do. We could just put in product.handle like this, and let's click through to a product. Which one should we go to? Let's go home and go to the edible coffee cup, and you'll notice now that we've actually got the class name here as well. Now, it is the same as the ID, but you can override handles within Shopify, so it might be that you've changed the handle within Shopify to something different, but in this case they are both the same. We could also add in the collection handle. You'd need to leave a space here, but we could do collection.handle and save that. Now, we're actually on the product page here, so in theory all we'll end up with is the space. But if we go to collection, this is the all collection, you'll notice that it has added in the all string there. Now, you could go further than this. Now, you may want to prefix these because it makes it easier to manage, and all in a sense doesn't really help in any way. So what we could do is we could ask, if we're on a collection page, let's output the collection handle, but also prefix it with collection dash. So in order to do that, we can do this. Open up some logic and go if template equals collection, then we want to output, I'll just take the space away there and let's put the space in here, collection dash collection handle, and then let's close off our if statement, end if. Now, all being well, what should happen as a result of that, if we are on a collections page and we refresh, is we've actually added in collection-all, and that's much more helpful. We can actually hook into that in our CSS, and it'll make a lot more sense when we come back to that in a few months' time. You could do exactly the same with the product handle. So let's check to see if we're on a product page. If template equals product. Now, Shopify has access to all the template names, which is quite handy to hook into. Then let's use the prefix product dash and then the product handle, And then let's make sure that we close that off at the end with our end if statement, like so. Now, as we're on the collection page, even though I've refreshed, that's not appearing because we're not on a particular product. But if I click into the coffee grinder, now I have got the class product-coffee-grinder applied to the class attribute. So depending on whether you're on a collection page or a product page, you can manipulate it accordingly. Now you might actually want to hang off some generic product styles. So as well as adding product-handle, we could also just add in product. And if I save that out now and then refresh, I've got the additional class here of product and then the specific product-coffee-grinder class applied. So you can see how easy it is to manipulate. As well as the page title here, you might actually want to use maybe the template name. Now this could be quite handy depending if you want to get quite generic. You want certain classes applied depending on the particular template. Like we added in product there, we could just use template here in the ID to make that more sort of global. So if I click refresh now, you see that the ID is product. If I were to go to a collections page, it will be collection and so forth. Note that if you're on the home page, the actual template name is index, which is perhaps a little bit more useful than welcome, but again, it just depends what you want to do. So hopefully that's shown you a few ways that you can start using some of the data that we have in the Shopify store to customize the body tag and output usable class names for CSS and JavaScript. That's about it really. I hope you found it useful, and if you do have any questions, feel free to get in touch. My email is kier@shopify.com, or you find me on Twitter, where my handle is @KierWhitaker. Thanks a lot.